This is a nice looking spot. I'm on private property here, not very many people come in here. What I've done, I've just walked down here now after work and I've got my deeper fish finder on, and I'm going to use that before I even make a cast to see where the drop-offs are. It's likely to be deep over there, and it's likely to be shallow here where it's wide and open and the bank's flat. Over there the bank's much steeper, and you can just tell by the angle that log's laying in that there could be a few feet of water there. But somewhere between it's got to get deeper, it's got to gradually go down. So I'm going to use my sounder to see where it's shallow, where it's deep. Obviously there's some good looking Murray cod habitat along that bank because we've got all these logs and stuff here. But I'm going to be looking for drop-offs, and I'm going to be looking for logs out in the open with my deeper fish finder. First thing I'm going to do is turn it on. I'll go into the deeper app. But to turn this on, you'll see down here, I've just put the deeper unit in the water. That's all you have to do. It says connected to Wi-Fi, so it's working. I've just got to find the app because I've got 8 million apps on my phone. Deeper actually updated their app just recently. Here it is, Deeper. Right, now that should nearly automatically tell me everything I need to know. Too shallow or too deep, it's saying, and that's fair enough because it's just there in the shallow water. Right, so let's cast it over there. No, so it's over there, and it is in, it's in 3.2 feet. 3.2 feet with a smooth bottom. I might see if I can change this to daytime mode. Screen colour mode, day. There we go, now that's a lot easier to see, it's a lot brighter. Okay, gee, wow, it's over here, it's in 7 feet. I didn't even realise it had drifted so far. So I can see it started at 3 feet. It's now in 8.1 feet just there, and there's a log jam right out in the middle of the river there. Right now it's flowing over a fair bit of logs and structure and stuff down the bottom. 8 foot under there, there's some nice deep logs. Right over there, hard up against that bank, it's telling me 7.6 feet. Now the fish alarm's going off, but I'm not paying too much attention to that in this particular waterway because there's a lot of logs down there, so it's probably picking up logs. I use the fish alarm more in waters that don't have too much structure. Now I'm going to cast that out again, just because the water's flowing quite quickly. I want to try and find where that bit of structure was under the surface out there. So I'll cast there, a bit closer to the current this time. So right now it's in 5.1 feet. Right underneath there, right out in the middle where that is now. 5 feet, but a lot of structure. There's a lot of snags out where that is there now, and you wouldn't see them if you didn't have a fish finder. And because this creek's too small to put a boat on, you can't have a fish finder unless you're using a compact one. And right now it's tapering away really quickly as it drops over towards that other bank. It's actually quite a smooth bottom out the front of that log, so the Murray cod are more likely to use that log as their ambush point. As it gets down there, we'll start to see a lot of logs and stuff come up underneath. We're 8 feet right along there. This is quite a deep hole for this little waterway. Now we're seeing some structure. There's a lot of structure on the bottom there. What I'm going to do now is reel it in. I apologise for the dodgy phone. I've got to hold the phone in my hand. I actually have another rod with a fish with a deeper bracket on it, but I left the bracket at home. Because I'm walking through all this long phalaris grass, it's easy just to carry one rod, and that's the beauty of the deeper. You can do that, it's convenient. You can actually just carry one rod and just use the one rod. Unclip it and clip it back on. Right, now, this time I'm going to be a bit closer to this edge. I'm looking for logs, I'm looking for structure, spots that the eye can't see that may hold fish. So far it's quite smooth right along there. Right there is showing up a bit of structure. or a fish even, but they're showing up something directly in front of that log halfway across. And there again, the structure there, right under it there now. So right, there might be a log laying across there that we can't see. I'm actually not too excited about the shape of the river at the moment. It's a little bit higher than I'd like it to be. What about right over there in that corner? How deep is it in there, I wonder? 2.6 feet. So it's quite shallow. As I reel that across, at 3.9, 4.6, that's 5 feet just there. So right there is looking really good. But I'm really liking the fact that I know there's a log. If I reel that in now, I'll find a log just underneath there somewhere. If I haven't drifted past it. Might have drifted past it. Well, there it is. There's a log just out there. Gee, this is a handy device. Up there further, I know it's shallow. There's a bit of a sandbar up there. But I'll probably only be in 2 feet of water. 4.8 feet, a bit deeper than I thought. So I wouldn't have cast up there because it's not. I would have thought it was only 2 feet deep, but I can see it's 6 feet deep just this side of those trees. I can honestly say that I wouldn't normally cast into that spot up there, but now that I know there's a drop off directly behind those trees, that is well worth a cast. Rightio, so by using my fish finder, my deeper unit, what I've ascertained is that there's a deep drop off just behind those trees that I never even knew was there. I fished here a few times and I thought that was only a couple of feet deep. I've never actually cast a lure in there. So because of the deeper Pro Plus, I know that there's a deep hole there with fishing. There's a log at the bottom of it. There's a couple of logs out in the middle there, and there. Out here it's quite open. There's not a lot of logs out past the logs that we can see. I can see where the logs are on that bank over there where they come out. There'll be fish amongst them logs, but there's not much this side. So the fish are going to be under them logs, waiting in ambush out of the current, and possibly down under the logs that are in the middle of the river, and quite likely up there behind those trees.